As America hears testimony regarding allegations of voter fraud across multiple states, President Trump points to Joe Biden's unprecedented and astonishing election performance. When America's Jenn Pellegrino has that report.
President Trump called it a must-read, arguing that it's, quote, impossible for Biden to overcome these and even greater odds. This in reference to a Federalist article entitled 5 More Ways Joe Biden Magically Outperformed Election Norms. In the election that elicited new chants from Trump supporters, at least 74 million of them, to hold the line and stop the steal, it's impossible to ignore the facts or forget the warnings that preceded the outcome. Author J.B. Shirk outlines for the Federalist the peculiar election performance of the former vice president. First, unprecedented voter turnout. In no prior election has an incumbent president gained votes, over 10 million more of them this time for President Trump, and lost the election. Yet it appears 80 million Americans opted for a man who spent 47 years in office and told black Americans that they weren't black if they didn't vote for him. In fact, those 80 million votes shatter Barack Obama's record for most votes ever cast for a presidential candidate by 16 million. Second, the mainstream media says Joe Biden is now the president-elect. Operating under that assumption, it's a win despite losing the states and counties that typically predict the outcome of the election. This is the first time in 60 years that a candidate has lost the states of Florida and Ohio on the way to winning the White House. Third, Biden's performance compared to Hillary Clinton's in 2016. An analysis of election data reveals another curious outcome. Biden underperformed Hillary Clinton in every major metro area in the country, with the exceptions of Milwaukee, Detroit, Atlanta, and Philadelphia. In some cities, the number of votes exceeded the number of registered voters. Fourth, Biden won despite Democratic losses everywhere else. 27 House seats ranked by the New York Times and Cook Political Report as toss-ups going into Election Day all appear to be won by Republicans. Biden miraculously beat the incumbent president, who lifted numerous Republicans to victory. And finally, the primary vote. No incumbent president who has received 75% of the total primary vote has lost re-election. President Trump received a whopping 94% of the primary vote. And in 2020, President Trump made records in the primaries when more than 18 million Americans turned out to cast their ballot for 4 more years. Jenn Pellegrino, One American News, the White House.
Still ahead.